Alright, today we're tackling the driver's rear quarter. I have a couple little weld jobs underneath here. I have some grinding and a pinhole or two to fill under here. Gotta clean up a little weld here from when I welded this section in. Again, for people new to my channel, this did have a vent, and I removed the vent and I made it solid. So this is another mod I did to this body. This is a 72 body. And I have a pinhole, I have a pinhole here that I have to fill. And I had welded in this bottom piece here. And I have a couple little dents I have to get out. And there's a little bit of a high spot where I did the weld. So I'm going to try to hammer and dolly that out a little bit. But first I'm going to do the welding. I'm going to get the welding out of the way. I have to clean up the spots. There was some pitting up here. The rust is gone, but I'm going to have to put filler in it. Okay, that looks good. Couple little spots under here. There's a little spot here I want to do too. Small, but I gotta put some heat to it, weld it up. There's a little dent back here. Gotta see if I can work that out. If not, I'll fill it. Okay, we're gonna start with the welding. I'm gonna set the welder up and hit these little pinholes. Okay, we just got left a couple spots under here. We need a little better light. Okay, I believe I have all the little pinholes welded up, so now I'll hit them with the grinder. Don't forget, when you're grinding, you want to be like a dentist. Just take a little enamel off at a time. Okay, this is a big spoon I got. a little body hammer. I have a couple little dents here that I'm going to hammer and dolly out. I have there and there. And where I welded this bottom panel in, I have to hammer and dolly that a little bit. I'm going to start with this back one. I'll put the spoon in behind it. You don't have to kill it. There. That's nice. I'll give it a little bit more. That dent is gone. Now I got a little one here. Put the spoon behind it. That one's still there. I gotta move the spoon. Okay, that one's gone. I need a little hammer and dolly on the bottom along the weld line. Okay, now I'm going to run over it with the sander, then we're going to hit it with the filler. It is epoxy primer, so we want to rough over it to do the body work and then to add more primer. Epoxy's real hard. You gotta take the top off it and give something to stick. I gotta do a little hand sanding now where I couldn't get with that. You know, one thing I learned in my old age, if you tell yourself something sucks and you don't want to do it, then your brain is trained that it's not going to want to do it. So you just got to take your time and do it when you feel like doing it. If it's a bad day in the garage, take the day off. Go into nature. Enjoy yourself. Come back when you feel like working on your project. I always say, enjoy your project. Okay, I think we're in good shape. We're going to wipe that down and then continue. I see a little tiny pinhole here that I ground out too much. Can't let it go, gotta hit it. That's all it took. I hit it with the grinder a little bit and we're done. Okay, remember we want to fold it, not stir it. The new Bondos or fillers I should say, are so much easier to deal with. You can work with them a little longer. They sand easy, and they're pretty lightweight. A little messy, but that's okay. We're going to go back over it again. Okay, we're going to let that dry. We'll hit it with the sander. Okay, time to hit it with the sander. I'm not taking down the filler until it's all smooth. I'm just taking the high points off it, and I'm leaving some little valleys where it's low, and the second coat will fill them up. You don't want to put the filler on and then take 98% of it off. You just want to take off all the highs for the second coat. Okay. I'm not professionally trained, just things that I've learned over the years. I'm going to show you a couple things on the bug. See, when I sanded it, the light spots I sanded flush. See the dark spots? They're still low. I didn't want to take off all the Bondo, the filler. Now the second coat will fill in all them low spots. And I'm going to do this whole area where I removed that the vent. Because you can see a little bit of vent there too. So I'm going to put a little bit of layer of Bondo in there. Just enough to get rid of that. It don't need much. But everything else is looking pretty good. But you do need 2 or 3 coats. And like I said, the first one, when you're sanding it, you want to watch what you're sanding to make sure you don't take too much off. The idea isn't to get it flat every time. The idea is to get it flat in the end after the last coat. So put it on sparingly and thin as you could. And when you sand it, just sand the highs off and leave the lows for the next coat of filler. Let's wipe down the loose stuff before we put our next coat of filler on there. This time I'm going to fill in this area. Okay, we got to mix some filler up. Smooth as you can. Nice part about the mixing pad. You're done. Rip it off. You got a clean one to go again. Remember the cheese grater. You want to use this gingerly too and take the big tops off. Okay, we're going to let that dry a little more. And we're going to hit it with sander again. Almost forgot about you putting the last coat on. I think we're good. I did down there, I got started without you. Forgot to turn the camera on. But I think we're good for right now. Another very satisfying day doing body work. Enjoy your project. Come back for more. It's going really well, and I'm so happy it's not funny. All right, I'm getting out of here because it stinks. See you later. Come back tomorrow.